In this video, I want to talk about 3 things that you can do this fall semester that will give you the best chance for success in your math class coming up this fall. So I'm not going to guarantee that you'll pass math doing these 3 things, but if you are a student, you're attending class every day, you're taking those notes, if you are someone who struggles while doing those things, if you follow these 3 things, these 3 pieces of advice, I think that will put you over into that next level of struggling, may or may not pass. You're going to pass if you follow these 3 things. So the first thing is office hours. Going to your teacher's office hours. This one, as a teacher, continues to confuse me as to why my office is a ghost town during my office hours. Like, I cannot figure it out. I have 5 office hours every week. Some colleges require 10. Most are 5. But there's 5 office hours a week, and maybe an hour to an hour and a half per week I'll have students come in. And of those students that do come in, it's the same 4. So out of 100 students or 120 students that I may have, I'll get the same 4 or 5 to come in every week, which is awesome. I'm glad those 4 or 5 are coming in, but I want to see 15, 20 students coming in. And that doesn't mean that, well, they're not coming in because I'm just doing such a great job teaching. Like, no. That's not happening. There are students that are struggling, no matter how good, no matter how bad the teacher is. There are students that are going to struggle. I need to see those students in office hours. So if you are someone who's struggling and you're just embarrassed for whatever reason, and you think that you're bothering the teacher, you're not. Go to those office hours. The teachers are there to help the students. Those office hours, and I think that's one of the biggest maybe just breakdowns in communication from colleges to the students of, like, what are office hours? Because I know a lot of students don't even, like, what does that even mean? Like, office hours, are you just in the building? These office hours are designed for the teacher to be available to answer student questions. And maybe that's not even just in person. Maybe that's they're in front of their computer and they're going to answer emails if you don't want to go in. They should be answering emails on the spot, unless they're working with a student, which they're probably not because no one comes in office hours, but they should be there. These office hours are designed for the student to come in and answer and get their questions answered. It doesn't just mean I'm in the building from 10 to 11. I may or may not be in my office. Like, no, I'm going to be in my office. Sometimes I'm in the copier in the room next to me, just running off a couple copies, but I could see my office. A lot of teachers might do that, but come to those office hours. Second, maybe you're somebody who's like, I don't really like going to my teacher. They don't explain it very well. I don't connect with them. I need another explanation. That's fine. Then go to a tutoring center. Take advantage of this resource. Most colleges, if not all, I'm not going to say all because I haven't been in every single college, but most colleges are going to have a tutoring center available to the students free of charge because you're paying for the tuition, so it should be free. These are students who have either taken the class that you're in or are in a higher level class where they know how to do what you're coming in to help with. Like, you're not going to get a student to help you who hasn't ever seen it before. The student that is helping you can either do it or have seen it before. And worst case scenario, if they can't help you out, there should be a professional in the room who is a teacher, has a bachelor's in math or even a master's in math. Sometimes adjuncts will also work in the tutoring center. They'll teach classes part-time and then work in the tutoring center part-time. So there should be a professional in the room that can help you out if that student can't help out. So when you go to the tutoring center, you should get some help. Unless you're in grad school watching this video, that's not a lot of help that's going to be provided in a tutoring center at that level. Maybe your college has a really crazy tutoring center where they have a bunch of tutors who are able to help you out with that, but I'm talking mostly undergrad here. And just highlighting these 2 one more time. When I was a student, I was in my teacher's office hours. When I took college algebra, I was in that teacher's office a lot. I probably weekly, if I remember. When I took Calc 2, I went to that teacher a lot. Calc 3, I went to that teacher a lot. Even in my last 2 years, after I transferred, some of those classes I went to the office hours. Like, I wanted the constant help. Like, I just wanted to make sure I'm on top of it. I didn't want to fall behind on anything. I want to get my questions answered because that's what happens in math classes. You miss one topic, like you don't understand one thing, and that continues to snowball. And I didn't want that to happen. So I was going to my teacher's office hours. And then tutoring, I didn't go to the tutoring center. I did my first year, but not very often. But I did tutor after my first year. I tutored pretty much almost all through college. Even after college, I tutored a lot. A couple years even post college, I tutored a lot. As a teacher in a community college, I'm constantly going up to the tutoring center and just talking to the tutors and just seeing if there's anything I could do as a math teacher to help out, making sure that my students who are coming in are what students are coming in. I want to know what they're asking about. I really appreciate everything a tutoring center does. Then last, so this one I threw on. I don't even this kind of goes without saying, but I feel like I have to say it. Homework. Do the homework. There is an extreme correlation between doing homework and being successful. Those students who complete every homework assignment, 100% accuracy or 90% plus accuracy, you're going to do well in the class. I see no reason why doing the homework should lead you to not passing the class. That doesn't work that way. Most of the time, the teacher is going to design exams around homework problems and problems that you did in note taking. At least that's what I hope teachers are doing. Maybe you'll get a teacher who's not doing that, but most of the time, they should. So if you do the homework and you know how to do every single problem and you do the homework problems multiple times, not just one time, not just do it once, submit it, and then you call it a day. After you get it graded and you get that feedback of yeah, you did it correctly, do it again. Do it 2 or 3 more times. If you do that, you will be successful on that exam, which will then lead you to success in the class. So those are the 3 things, but I do want to throw on one more, and that's talk to your advising team. So it might be a single advisor, or it might be a team of math teachers in some cases, depending on what college you're at, but sometimes you'll just have a couple math teachers overseeing you with an academic advisor. But talk to them, be in contact with them, make sure you're placed correctly, and that doesn't mean placed correctly too high or too low, but make sure you're in the right class on the path that you want to take. I've seen it before where students get placed into business calc when they should be placed in calc, or in calc and business and so on. So I've seen that happen. So just make sure you're placed correctly in the appropriate class for your major, so you don't waste any time or money. That's spending an entire semester in the wrong class is a whole entire semester that you may have to extend your education, and it's a lot of money. So you don't want that to happen. So just make sure you're placed correctly, and just be in contact with your advisor also, and have meetings with them, just see how things are going. They want to know that if you have an issue with a teacher, or you have some sort of personal issues going on where it's making the coursework a little bit difficult for you at the time, they want to know that information. They want to help you out. They want to set up a plan to allow you to be successful. We don't want to just, you shouldn't just disappear off the face of the earth in the middle of a semester. Be in contact with your advising. Your advising then will contact the teachers hey, this so-and-so person may take an incomplete, or this is going on. So just the teachers are aware of where we can help out and stuff. So be in contact with your advising team. So to highlight, go to your teacher's office hours. And that's not even just going and asking questions. I like when students come to my office hours and just work on stuff. Maybe they don't even have a question, but they're just sitting at the table and they're just working on homework. And then I'm right there to answer questions. Same thing with the tutoring center. Go up there, find a table, sit in the back somewhere and just hang out. Eat some snacks, do some homework, and then if you have a question, you don't have to wait till the next day or later that night, wait for an email response. You're right there in the tutoring center, just call over a tutor and they'll help you out. And then just do your homework. Pretty simple. So if you follow these 3 things, I think you'll have a really good shot at being successful in your math class. With that being said, that's assuming you're attending class, you're taking notes, you're asking questions during class if you have them. So if you're doing that student thing, you're trying to be that successful student already, but it's just not working out. If you take it to the next level and just make sure you're doing these 3 things, I think you're going to make it. So good luck this fall, and I hope this helps you.